Next thing is to surround yourself with positive people. There are so many people in life who just drag your energy down, who are constantly thinking negative and hoping for, I mean, expecting the worst outcome of anything that you try. Just, if possible, cut them off. But if you can't cut them off, like if it's your family or something, just try to not let their words get into your system, right? Because life is hard enough already, and I can't believe I'm saying that as a 26-year-old, but yeah, it is hard enough already, and you don't need others making it harder for you, right? So as much as possible, try to surround yourself with people who want the best for you, who speak the best for you, who will, I don't know, just surround you with happiness and positivity and joy. And I know life can't be happy, positive, joyful all the time. There will be times when it's low, but you can sense it when a person is just going through a rough time and expressing their emotions, or if they're just negative all the freaking time, right? There is a difference, and you can tell the difference. There are just people who cannot seem to find happiness in anything in life. Like everything's going right finally, and they still try to find that one thing that brings them down. No, such people, just cut them off, because I'm telling you from personal experience, it molds your brain to think that way as well, because you're constantly seeing them picking out the negative things. You will also start becoming that, and you do not want to go into that territory. Trust me, if you are a happy person by nature, I don't ever want you to lose that part of yourself because of somebody else's negative thinking, right? So protect yourself from negative energy. What I've started doing from past few months is imagining there's like a clear bubble around me. Okay, it's my bubble of peace, my happiness, my positivity, my joy, my radiant energy. I will not let it leak out. Okay, I will not let it get to others, because it's mine. I want to protect it, and I'm not going to let others' energy get inside as well. As much as possible, try to stay centered and in your bubble, right? So that's how I like to imagine it. As soon as I feel like somebody is hurting me, somebody is just taking away my good vibes, I imagine like a glass bubble around me, and I won't let it enter me. I just let it come to this distance, and yep, that's it. No, you can't get in. Another thing on the same note, as I said, like negative people mold your brain into thinking negative things all the time. Same way, if you're constantly surrounded by good, happy, positive people, your brain will automatically start looking at the bright side of everything. People who constantly look for the bright side of things will make you believe that there is good in the world. Everything that happens is happening in your best interest. Things are going to work out for you, and there will always be light at the end of the tunnel. So when you surround yourself with such people, you will become that person. So make sure that your company is good company. And if you can't change the company, build your bubble of peace and don't let anybody break it. Don't let anybody enter it. It's your sacred space. Take responsibility for your actions. Sometimes when things go wrong, we tend to blame ourselves completely, or we tend to blame the other person completely, because we are either people pleasers or narcissists or egoistic people. But I would say, try to be very logical and rational and ask yourself, is there something you could have done differently, and was there a mistake on your part? If you feel like there is, instead of promising anything to anybody else or to yourself, I would say put effort into actively changing that about yourself, right? So actions speak louder than words. So instead of just making false promises in the air and then forgetting about it and being the same person all over again, stop talking and start acting. Start acting like the person you feel you could have been before things went wrong, or start acting like the person you feel you should have been to save something that you wanted to save. Never forget to be kind and polite. You never know what a person in front of you is going through. Even though you think you know them very well, they're your best friend or they're your partner, and you think you know everything's going on in their life, and you have the liberty to speak shit to them. Always remember to be kind and polite, because you never know what is going on in this part of their body. Okay, this mind is a secret lockbox. So much shit happens in there. A lot of the times, a lot of people have things going on in here that they don't tell anybody about. So sometimes your mean words can just be the trigger for them to do something, to harm themselves, or for their self-worth to get shattered. So yeah, always be kind and polite. And in the heat of the moments, if you do say something mean, always go back and apologize, because tomorrow if something were to happen to them, you would not want to live with a lifelong regret that your last words to them were something mean, right? So it's okay if your ego gets hurt or your self-respect gets hurt. Just stay kind, stay polite, and if you were not kind and polite, just apologize. It's fine. Everybody in your life is temporary. Okay, the sooner that you realize this and accept it, the better it is. And I mean everybody, even your parents, at some point they will not be in your life. Even your partner, if you think your partner is going to be with you lifelong, you have to remember they were not there with you in the beginning of. You were a person before them also, right? So literally everybody, starting from your parents to your partner, your siblings, even your kids, everybody is in your life only for a temporary period. So realizing this will give you power when somebody wants to walk out of your life. I realized this too late. I used to hold every loss very deep in my heart. Actually, I was not the kind of person who used to hold losses very deep. I was like, I don't give two shits. But from the past 2 years, I don't know. I've been losing so many people in my 20s that I started to get scared. Like, okay, this is scary. So many people leaving, but it is very natural. I think every person who has been through their 20s can say they have lost a lot of people for various different reasons. But yeah, losing people in your 20s is normal. So if somebody walks away, just accept it that they were there for a certain period to teach you something, to give you some life lessons, or to give you certain good memories, and leave. Just realize that the sooner you realize that, the sooner you accept that, the better it is going to be for you, because you don't deserve to beg someone to stay in your life, right? You can't beg someone to stay in your life. As I said, if somebody wants to, they will. If somebody wants to stay in your life, they will do any kind of effort to stay in your life. You would have experienced this yourself. Like there are some people in your life that you value the most, so you will go to any length to meet them, to call them, to make time for them. So you know it yourself that when somebody means something to you, you will make time for them in some way or the other, right? So if somebody wants to walk away, it is but natural, because genuinely nobody is in your life forever. Let it go. I know it's hard, but just let it go. That's it. Wanting to take care of yourself is not selfish. Take care of your health, take care of your physical health, your mental health, your emotional, spiritual, all kinds of health. Put work into it, and if it looks like selfish to others, do not worry about it. Just do it, because at the end of the day, all you've got is you. So get that workout in, drink your water, get that sleep, eat that good food, spend time with the ones you love, do meditation, whatever it is that makes you feel good physically, mentally, emotionally, and in all other aspects. Do it. Even if it means taking a day off work, do it. Do it. Even if it means that you have to break some promises and commitment that you made to somebody else, do it. As long as your health is not plummeting down, you're good. It's okay. So prioritize yourself and take care of yourself. I'm saying this because I've seen, okay, in medicine, the kind of patients we have, most of it, not most of it, like a majority of it is stress related, and just because they were so busy working and taking care of others that they didn't take care of themselves. So don't ever put yourself in that position where you were so busy taking care of others that you did not have time for yourself. So yeah. Stop trying to prove your point to somebody over and over and over again. So in a relationship between two people, they always say communication is important, but I would say apart from communication, comprehension is much more important. You can communicate what you want from a person all day long, but if they are not ready to sit down and comprehend it and understand what your needs are, it's never going to work. And more than communication and comprehension, I would say action is much more important. So many times you say what you want, they'll act like they understood you. Sometimes they do understand you, but they will not put in the action. So no matter how many times you're trying to tell and make your point and prove your point, if they don't comprehend and if they don't put in the action, it's not never going to be a two-way relationship. And I would say the same for yourself also. If your partner, your friend, your relative, your somebody in your life is trying to communicate their needs to you, please sit down and listen. Okay, listen to understand and not listen to respond. This is something I have learned the hard way, is that I always used to listen to give back an answer. I always used to listen to have to prove that I'm right, but that cost me a lot. And now I'm learning to just sit down and listen to understand, and follow through with my action. If they're asking me for something and I'm saying yes, I'll do that, but I don't do that, it's not going to mean anything. Whatever the communication, the conversation happened between you two is not going to mean anything if you don't show it through your action, right? So communication, comprehension, action. And if this is failing, stop trying to prove your point again and again. Stop trying to ask it for them again and again. Yeah. Your suffering doesn't make you stronger. It is you that makes you stronger. Let me try to explain. Have you heard of the quote, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? I don't fully agree with that, because there are so many things that break you, that you go through, suffer, I don't know, illness, tragedy, heartache, a lot of things that you go through. But people say that makes you stronger. That doesn't make you stronger. It's how you respond to it that makes you stronger. It's how you come out of it. Even after being broken, the next morning, you get up, you dress up, you show up, you put on a smile, you still learn to trust people even though people have broken your trust. You still learn to put in efforts even though you're failed at a task. You still learn to turn your losses into lessons. It's these kind of things that makes you stronger. It's not what you've been through, it's how you have responded to what you've been through. So that's one thing that I had to realize. Like for a person who's not been through a lot, this sentence will not make sense. Like, what is she talking about? It's the same thing. No, only those who have been through a lot know the difference between the situation making you stronger versus how you had to muster up everything and come out of it. That's what makes you stronger. The next thing is that family doesn't always have to be blood relatives, right? So a lot of the times there are going to be people in your life that care so deeply about you and love you and will be there for you no matter what. Such people, I really hope all of you have experienced that kind of person in your life apart from family. So when you come across such people in your life, hold on to them for dear life. This goes against one of the points where I said if they want to leave, let them go. But I'm talking about when things are good between you two, maintain good relations with those who actually care about you, because a lot of the times family is not just related family, it's always the friends, the colleagues, the mentors that care so deeply about you that become like family. So yeah, those kind of relations outside actual family that feel like family, hold on to them, nurture it, and cherish it. Yeah. Falling in love with the process of things. A lot of things in life don't come easy. We have to put in the work. We have to go through 10 years of schooling, then so many more years of university. Even for a relationship to work, you have to put in so much work. You have to work out your differences. You have to accept each other's flaws. And when you're trying to learn a new hobby, it takes so much longer than you would like, right? So everything that you want requires some or the other kind of work. So if you're only falling in love with the destination or the end result, you will hate your life, because life in its entirety is just process of getting something, the process of obtaining something. So if you don't start liking the process for your own sanity, you're not going to like your life, right? So whatever it is you're doing, all of us, literally everyone watching right now, is doing something to get to a certain, like, everything that we do is to get somewhere. We are rarely ever in the destination and enjoying the moment. Even when you get to the destination, you will automatically start thinking of the next step, what next. There is constantly something ahead of us. So in a life full of things that we're only looking forward to things, if we don't learn to enjoy the process of what we're doing, we are gonna go crazy. So yeah, learn to fall in love with the process more than the destination. Next thing is to find a hobby. I cannot stress this enough. Please, please, please go get yourself a hobby. Enroll yourself in classes where you can learn something apart from the job that you already have. Something that gives you joy, something that keeps you engaged, something that lights up different areas of your brain, right? Because a lot of the times we get to learn a lot of things while developing a hobby. The art of consistency, the perseverance to learn, dedicating time to it daily, that's a way of dedicating time for yourself, for your self development. And years later, after you retire, it's something you can pick up again, or continue it throughout your life. Basically, a hobby is very, very, very important. That's something I've learned, and this is the right time, because I think once you're in your 30s, you'll feel a kind of resistance to learn any new hobbies, and in your childhood you might not have had the necessary exposure to learn whatever you wanted to. This 20s is the right time if you want to learn something cool. And by hobbies, you can't say I sit and watch movies, that's my hobby. I read books, that's my hobby. I'm not saying don't watch movies and read books, of course do that, but I'm suggesting get a hobby which involves active learning, where you actually have to put in effort, uh, which involves hand-eye coordination, like musical instruments, sports. Things that involve hand-eye coordination is very, very, very crucial, especially in your old age. You're going to thank yourself, because the dexterity that is involved in learning a hobby that has hand-eye coordination, it's actually gonna improve your brain function down the line. I'm not joking about this. There is research. I can send you the articles if you would. So there you have it, 20 things I learned in my 20s. I'm sure I've missed out a lot of things that didn't pop up in my head, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot more in the coming years. So if there's anything you would like to add to the list, or if there's something you would like to warn about my late 20s, comment down below. And if you agree or disagree with anything that I've said, we can always have a nice conversation about it. And that's it for today. I will see you in my next video, hopefully soon.